hunting.
Well, very quickly, just having everything locked in as we do get ready to go into this first map of Icebox. And it's going to be scary on X10 coming out with the Viper, but we will not be seeing one here from Vikings. Straying away from that, going for a bit of a, kind of feels more like a first strike composition, I suppose you could call it. So shifting back a bit as we see the Jet, Sova, Killjoy, Raze, and the Omen. So looking for the double duelist.
These both their teams are running exactly the same Icebox lineup that they did at their regional qualifiers, so
yeah.
Nothing different from that perspective. It looks like it's going to be X10 on defense first, Vikings on attack, so really look for Vikings to set the tempo here. X10 has struggled a bit on their defender side versus their attacker side on Icebox, so curious to see how this goes. Really keep your eyes on Sushi Boys on the Cypher instead of the Killjoy, kind of one of the bigger change-ups you have here. He usually, of course, is the pistol round. Let's hold on to my thoughts about the Cypher until we get a little deeper into this.
All right, well, off the bat, just a few members poking forward here into A. One on belt, one playing down below, inching forward over towards Nest. Hawk coming out, will find the blind here on the FRC.
Just finding a little information there on what the setups are going to look like right now. Just keeping the spike back. Everybody playing this very slow. Kind of an interesting slow start to this. You would expect these two teams maybe to come out rushing. Vikings a lot of times on the pistol rounds will hit you hard and fast, maybe in the middle of the maps, but this time looks like they're rotating back towards A.
Well, Sassy does take quite a decent chunk of damage, and without the Sky, without a Sage, won't be able to top him back up, so it's going to have to operate at 61 HP for the moment. Patty playing up top on the point. Will get taken out. It's going to be FRC who does manage to find first blood, taking him out with that frenzy headshot. Pushing through the smoke is going to be Cruz. Scary comes up with two before he gets traded back. Sadak able to keep the man advantage here for the side of Vikings. Now they get the final finish onto Fox, and it's just going to be Sushi Boys, the last one standing. Tries to go for the right-click kill, cannot get it done. GTN will finish him off. With 3 members left, it will be Vikings taking the pistol round.
Yeah, once they commit to that fight, they get through that Viper's wall, and they are just tearing people apart. A bit of a dash there, and they're not really able to get through very effectively, or after they get through, they do really well, but in the beginning of the round there, a little slow. I was a little surprised by that, but not too surprised once Vikings got it going to hit him hard and fast. Now, stacking back up towards the A side a bit more. Let's see how they're going to do on this anti-eco round. No buys really other than a Sheriff for Potty Pond. One thing about X10 is they are known for their Sheriff play and their eco rounds, excuse me. Let's see how they can do on it.
All right, a good chunk of damage on FRC, taking him low. Cruz does get traded back a little bit down to 78 and obviously can't heal himself up. So we'll just have to try to stay alive and offer up some utility here for the rest of his squad. The entirety of X10 currently sitting here on the A site. So if they decide to just rotate this out, Vikings could absolutely grab B for free. GTN just going to be dropping down, picking up the frenzy, but seems like they still do want to maybe commit it onto the A site as everybody inches forward. Just have the Costs right now watching their backs, hovering around mid to make sure that nobody is coming around for the flank.
Yeah, right now the smokes are going down from the Omen. Camera is going to see Omen when on that lurk, though.
Just get spotted there for a moment. Hawks continuing to get these blinds. FRZ right up in front will get taken down. Fox finding another one. 3 kills going the way of X10. And it's only going to be Cruz falling for them right now. Pushing up on the corner. Sadhawk trying to find that kill. Nano Swarm into the back. Will finish off Putty Pan. Pushes the corner. And will manage to find a 3rd kill in the round as Sushi Boys goes down. Last member alive. Hovering in the back of the site, it's just going to be scary, but he does not stand a chance. The Goss manages to find that kill, and it's going to be a 2-round start now for Vikings.
Yeah, pretty interesting to see Sadak, the shot caller here for Vikings, coming out with that Phantom, already 4-0-1 and able to keep it in his hands. So that's a nice little takeaway from that round despite losing 3 members very quickly there. And you can see why X10 well known for their eco abilities in their region. They're one of the most feared teams. They have great pistoling abilities, particularly with the Sheriffs when we get down to that, if we get to that. But you can see trying to come around the corner here. It was scary, but Sutekas hitting some great shots with that Spectre. And 2 rounds in a row, gonna go the way of the Vikings, but not a bad one at all for X10. Taking 3 kills on that, not too shabby.
Yeah, does a bit of damage. forces them to buy up again. If they can win out on this round, it's going to be a nice little economic swing for X10. See what they can do. It's going to be Vandals across the board for them. 3 Phantoms here for Vikings. Good opening kill. Is he going to be gone? Now GTN. 3 character players eliminated. Very solid start.
Right, yeah. They're having trouble finding any kind of tempo right here, our Vikings. Losing 2 on the early exchanges. Fox continue to watch down into yellow. Gonna get a nice headshot on a Sadak.
And gets the spot there. On Asasi throws the recon bolt up top as well. It's looking for a bounce on the shock. Can't quite send it that far back behind yellow. Angle going to be off, so it doesn't get any additional damage. They just spray through the smoke. Yep, just looking at those tracer rounds. And they will get rid of Patty.
See if they're really going to commit to this now that the toxic screen is there. Really difficult for Vikings. Time's getting a little bit low. So they're going to make a re-rotate. They're going to have to start doing it pretty soon.
A bit of damage there from the bite. Wall coming back up. They're going to start making their way over towards A, or at least maybe faking with the footsteps. As we do see Sasi starting to inch back out. Sees that dart come out. Reveals himself up top here at green. Just looking for the shot. Fox doesn't even have to give it to him, but he goes for the peek, gets the headshot, and that should be the round in the books. Will tick down as Sitagas just looks to hold on to his weapon, but this is a huge turn now for X10. The question is whether or not they can run with the momentum and try to string a couple rounds together.
I mean, just solid defense there on B side. Never really able to get anything established. Not a lot of utility. Able to be committed there by the Vikings to push forward. Scary comes out, picks him off into mid. Nice job there. Fox nails his headshot. ADSing down there, gets the information that they're behind yellow as well, and from there the rotates and the encirclement can just come through for X10.
Rounded him up, shut him down. Patty starting in an aggressive position, does get spotted, has to drop off the pipes there. You should run. As the lockdown will be coming through now for Vikings. Patty dashing out, jumping up. They get the spot on him, they're looking for the finish, and they will manage to get him with the Hunter's Fury. An additional tag now coming through. Flips onto Fox. And that will be the plant going down for Vikings. A very solid start to the round for them. Have to commit 2 ults to this, so we'll be looking to close this out to move up 3-1. If X10 could turn this around, it'd be absolutely huge for them to maintain some momentum. Double lurk around the back, and that is going to be Sutagas taken down. He was ready, he was prepped, he was looking at that angle, but doesn't manage to find the shot. Sushi Boys, however, will get dropped. Dropping, Cruz coming down into the site, finished off by the Stinger from FRZ. And Scary will be the last one to fall, so Vikings do manage to close it out. They lose 2 of the guns, but overall, they're just going to be happy with a round win.
Yeah, it's just a really nice post-plant setup. Even though Sutekas loses that push around the corner, the backside of A, they have Sadak right there, ready to go to clean up things on the backside, not really open up that flank. FRZ holding down the middle of the plant site. Very, very nicely done here by the Vikings. Now they're coming out a little bit more ahead. Things are pretty even right now, though, in terms of cash. A little bit more money definitely on the side of Vikings, but if X10 can win this round, they're going to be sitting just fine.
All right, well, hit to start things off. Scary just looking to lock down this A site that continuously gets hit by Vikings. They're still playing forward, just on the outskirts of this enormous poison cloud. Will send the drone forward to try to scout through. They haven't managed to locate him yet. Here's them up on that zip line. Gets the spot. It's FRZ eliminated. They're trying to spray through. They're trying to find Scary. Don't manage to do so. He pushes out around the corner. Gets Sadak. Tries to make his way out of the smoke, but Sasi is there. Gets the punish. It's going to be the smoke cloud dropping down, but it's going to be a 4v2 with this lurk around the back coming in from Cruz, from Patty. They get the spot. They should have the finish. So the Gus does manage to find one, but with 30 HP, yeah, will get shut down. And just like that, X10, they trade right back, keeping it close.
Yep, this is really nice for X10. They put down the Viper Pit, and Vikings just continue to push through it, and it's a really tough ult to deal with in those situations. So, Vikings there, I think maybe being a little bit over aggressive on that side, and you could see still setting up towards A. They're really going to keep hammering away at this. And look at the B setup here from X10. They seem pretty convinced that there's going to be a change in strats for the Vikings on this round.
Yeah, but it's going to be very much the same. Percy charging forward, Bladestorm in hand. Just going out with that TP, and Sushi Boy's getting the spot on Sonic, just manages to spray him down through that smoke. Retreats to safety, over by the screen. Spike getting planted now, Hunter's Fury coming through. As Fox looks for some kills. Won't manage to find anything. Patty with his own Bladestorm takes out one. Pulls out the pistol, goes for the right clicks, but FRZ will shut him down, gets that reset. 3 members left versus 2. 2 members remaining here for X10, both gonna be topped up, full HP. With rifles in hand, but can they get the kill? Sushi Boy's gonna fall short. GTN taking him out with a Spectre, and it's another great shot on the Bladestorm from FRZ from Vikings to take a 2-round lead.
And it's just a really hard commit onto the B side here for X10 at the beginning of the round. That means they're going to be late coming through. A nice job by Sushi Boys. I think it was his tripwire that got the spot there up in the nest. Let's see, let's watch through here. Yeah, Sushi Boys gets that spot and just mows him down. Really nicely done. Then Saucy going to be the one to watch the lurks this time and doing a fantastic job with the Bulldog. Picking up a couple, the right click from FRZ. Sushi going to get taken down there. And here comes Fox trying to do something, but nothing available. Really nicely done there. Seeing kind of a tale of 2 jets. It's going to be FRZ coming out on top in that one.
Patty pushing forward. Forces out the tailwind. Will use an updraft and the tailwind himself to get out to safety. Doesn't want to risk anything. Only got a slight little tag there on the FRZ. Weapons across the board for the most part are going to be somewhat even. A Bulldog there for Saucy and just the Sheriff for Sushi Boys. So still going to be looking a bit more favored here for the Vikings, but you see this inch forward, the gun barrel sticking out, scary. He's ready for it, gets the shutdown there. At the cost though, he was all on his lonesome, inching up onto B. The rest of the team from Vikings now getting ready to storm into the A site where they've already taken out Patty. Smoke coming down. RC gets him up here on the gets himself up on the center, but has to drop down as he gets spotted by the Recon Bolt. Sushi Boys wrapping around the back. The Cyber Cage dropped down, but he cannot get the shots to fly through. GTN comes up with a kill. Will get traded in the end by Fox. Does himself get taken down by Sadok. Very bloody rounds here to start. Vikings yet to get this plant going, but they have the man advantage again, 3-2. Shots coming through, crew spotted, finished off, and that'll be the cleanup as FRZ finds 3 in the round.
Man, FRZ really having some great back-to-back rounds here for the Vikings, getting up on top of the pipes and doing some work from up there. Really kind of able to find ways around the toxic screen. It caused a lot of problems. Scary, though. We get this opening one on the lurkings who take us, but here comes FRZ, man. Looking fantastic from up top. Just getting 2. Nice headshot there at the end into screens. Very well done. Using that verticality that's oh so important on Icebox.
Deploying drone.
Well, potentially now getting ready to change things up. Still do have the 2 duelists from the side of Vikings inching forward into the A site. Looking for any overextensions. Haven't spotted anything yet. Spike's still going to be dropped. Default just outside of the attacker's spawn. So they just look to play the information game right now. Patty watching. Spots 1. Can't get that Marshall shot off in time, though. And yeah, GTN not willing to mess around with this. Wants to just pull back. Not even going to give him the opportunity to land that shot. And everybody from Vikings is going to start making their way over to the B side. They have this lockdown ready to go. GTN with the showstopper, they could just go for a huge entry onto the site.
Yeah, I like the re-rotate here by the Vikings. Don't mess with Patty Pan with the Marshall. He's going to have the best opportunity to potentially do some real damage to your team. Go to the weak side. Try to get something going over here. Setup comes down there. Is that toxic screen going to go up? And let's see if you can get the post plant set up nicely for the Vikings.
I thought maybe they were going to hold on to this, but now that they know that the members of X10 are going to be rotating over, they will commit the lockdown to this take. Spike now starting to get inched forward. It's getting planted. This lockdown going to expire. Trailblazer forward to scout. Spike's planted. Tailwind going to have to be burnt by Patty as he tries to get himself over to Snowman, but Saucy lines up the headshot. Fox managing to find one, taking out the enemy Killjoy. Sitting in the corner, FRZ trying to spray his way to success. Will find Sushi Boys, but Fox trades him back with the Sheriff. 3v3 now, but outgunned. RX10 need to click some heads, but they just can't quite get it done. Saucy finds 3, and that is going to be a very nice stretch coming through for Vikings. Up 4 rounds with just 3 more to go in the half.
Yeah, you could see that they even went for a few cheeky things there for X10. The Marshall into the hands of Patty Penn, the Stinger even in the hands of Cruz, but he just wasn't really able to get much done with it. Never able to find a good position for it with these long sight lines you have over here on B. FRZ able to get one before he's taken down. Saucy having some big shots in this round, getting the triple kill. Coming through huge. Very nicely done by the Vikings here, stringing together quite a few good rounds.
Yeah.
X10 really needs to get it done on this assault rifle round.
I should clarify, 4 more rounds to go. This is round 9. Sometimes my brain doesn't do math so good. So let's see what they can get done. I mean, X10, if they could, pick up 3 of these, it would be huge. Patty playing forward and aggressively manages to find one, but he's not ready for FRZ to be waiting on top there at the pipes. Strikes him down, catching him from behind, but Cruz with that side angle manages to catch FRZ, tries to inch up just on the side of the site. GTN leaping over that Viper's bite, keeps himself safe, not taking any additional damage. But now they have to reroute, they have to rethink this.
We're going to get a little information, our X10 off the Trailblazer and the guiding lights that nobody's trying to push ace. You can see after that guiding light came down, the call is starting to rotate back towards B. Nicely done here by X10. Let's see if Sutekas can find anybody coming through the kitchen there. Sushi Boys making his way just by the bomb site proper. Sutekas fully in the kitchen. Now, ready. Scary is going to try to come through. Let's see if he can get it done this time.
Oh. Jump across. Risky maneuver, but giving himself that much more difficult to hit. Cruz in the back over at Snowman. Does manage to find GT, and now Saucy going to be going down. It all comes down to Sutekas, who's up on top of the site. Eliminates one, drops down, has to recover the spike. Has it in hand now. Fakes the plant, here's them rushing. Manages to find one. Can he actually clutch this out? 47 HP in a dream.
He never saw him.
Start pushing forward, yep. And Fox, he just inches up. Doesn't give him the opportunity to hear his location. Shuts him down. It's going to be another round on the board here for X10, but they need to get some wind in their sails. They need to string a couple additional ones together if they want to make this a viable half. 9-3, not going to be good enough for them as they get ready to go on the attack.
Yeah, man, it was a really nice attempt here by Sutekas. This is a great shot, but then I don't think he ever saw Fox. And you're right, exactly correct, man. Fox doing a great job hiding his footsteps, catches him out in the open. I mean, you're pretty exposed from that plant spot. The pressure was coming for Sutekas. Good attempt, but just not quite enough in the end. So a very important win there for X10, able to stabilize themselves. But I say that.
Again.
Yeah.
Consistently rushing forward here over towards the entry of A and just gets punished yet again. Seeker's used by Cruz trying to spot them out, but they know there's going to be a full commit here onto the A side after that pick. Still a very deep lurk happening from Sutekas as he sits back over in the spawn. He's waiting to see if anybody's going to come from that flank position that has been played so regularly from the side of X10, but they might not even need it. Look at the cleanup that's happening here on the site. The spike did not get planted. They get the finishing blows, and now there's a man advantage for the side of X10.
Well, that shutdown of GTN is huge. That opens up so much space. It's kind of a blind push through the toxic screen there, and it gets shut down by Cruz. Excellent pull on that, although FRZ gonna get scary now. Opportunity, Blade Storm online.
Yep, evens it up. Drifting across, as Sutekas starts pushing forward. Doesn't want to enter into that smoke. Fully anticipates that there's gonna be somebody waiting there. First knife, not gonna connect. Fox pulls back, goes down the ramp, keeping his head out of sight. Spike getting planted. Sushi Boy's on the creep, comes charging in, manages to find the kill. And now it's FRZ on his lonesome. His utility is gone. It's all in the Blade Storm. It's all in the aim, and he just does not have it this time. Sushi Boys cleans up 3 with the Spectre, and X10, that's the first time that they've won 2 rounds back-to-back. They're keeping it closer.
I mean, you're not fully expecting an opponent to be able to shoot you out of the air when you come blast packing in, but Cruz is ready for it. Great job on his part. The crossfire here for Sushi Boys and Scary as well. Just mowing them apart as they try to come through the toxic screen, and FRZ doing everything he can, but again, it's Sutekas on the plant. This time he's at least able to get it down. FRZ never really able to find much success with that Blade Storm. Looking a little sloppy here.
Yeah. Well, 2 rounds in a row now. Let's see if they can make it 3. Economically.
Patty Pan on the judge.
Oh, well, I mean, that suits his aggressive style.
True.
It seems like right as we hit the end of the countdown, though, we will have a brief little pause. So hopefully we can get this squared away quickly to get back into the action, because we know these teams like to push the pace. They don't want to be slowed down. So as soon as we get word as far as what's going on, we'll keep you guys informed and look to get back into the action.
Yeah, I was going to say, it felt a little weird at the beginning of this one. Achilleo said it was kind of slow. I wasn't expecting that.
That changed
the pace is real. Yeah, that changed real fast, my friend. Patipon just not able to come online for X10, and yet they're still doing really well. So I got to say, that's a really good sign for them, man. He's only 5-9-2 so far, but the rest of the team is coming up big. I mean, 9-9 for Scary. He's having a decent round here. 8-6 for Fox, really carrying the team on that Sova. So right now, you got to feel pretty good for X10, even with their best player struggling.
Yeah, I mean, they need to, Vikings need to try to stop any kind of run back from coming through here for X10, because if they can even this up, make it, 5 rounds, 6 rounds especially on the defender side, that's going to bode very well for them. Because, I mean, we're seeing how Patty likes to play on the defense. We can expect that it's going to be very similar for him. When he moves over onto the attack, it's going to be that much more aggression from him, going for these just dry peeks out.
Right,
So,
and I kind of wonder if the move to the judge here, if he does stick with it, if that was just kind of try to get himself a little fired up, find a couple easy kills, catching members of Vikings off guard or getting in their faces, and then seeing if he could kind of carry that momentum with him.
yeah. Well, ideally, we'll be getting back into this pretty soon here, guys. See the players just waiting with anticipation, keeping their hands on the mouse and keyboards. Mice and keyboards, I should say. Seems like we should be squared away.
I think
We'll go ahead and restart the timer, and there we go.
Yeah, one thing that has me concerned here, Achilleos, is that the Vikings are having a tough time, trying to come up over the tubes, not able to do it as Patipon. He does still have that judge.
Yeah, didn't manage to find much of anything. I believe he threw out the right click for the Bladestorm as well. Missed the audio cue that he had popped it, so tried to get that kill, doesn't manage to find it, but I mean, FRC's down to 1 HP. That's about as good as dead as you can get. Or as close to. So still a significant amount of damage pushed into the enemies here. Already setting up quite nicely as the Viper's Pit is used over on the A site, just to try and dissuade them from pushing in.
Yeah, I think kind of learning their lesson from the last time they tried that didn't go so well. And that was the one thing I was going to kind of point out for Vikings is the one thing they seem to be struggling with a bit is the Viper utility, of course. So let's see if this time they can get around it. But she's up top waiting. A double push going to come through here.
Yep, it's a different angle. Managed to find the one. Doesn't quite spot the other. Hawk does make his way through, but he doesn't check the corner. Cruzy is ready and waiting. They fall right into the Spider's trap. And cleanup will be there overall. Saucy trading one back, dropping down that toxin screen, but Cruz gets the final blow, and just like that, we are 1 round separated between X10 and Vikings. Last round in the half. Let's see if we're gonna flip sides 6-6, completely tied up.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough when you're pushing through the Viper's Pit. It's, of course, hard to see anything, and the opponents have a big-time advantage on you. And this time, like you mentioned, X10 is in different spots, so it's hard to get a read on where they're even going to be waiting for you. And this is one of the things in my notes coming into this that I really liked about X10 is they are always changing it up. They're trying different stuff. Even when things are going well, they will give you different looks, and it's one of the things that has made them successful in their region.
I mean, one of the things that you have to do is you have to try to send that drone forward, try to get a spot out, clear those angles that are being played. We just don't see that happen. They get rightfully punished for it.
It's all the utility they have to check on that Viper Pit. That's it. Maybe you could throw a turret in it, I guess. That's about it. That's really about it.
Cam, you can see in the pip there, top right of the screen, set up on the corner. Gets the spot, seeing them advancing forward. Hunter's Fury being used. Saucy looking to open things. Gets a single tag onto Fox. Now we will see that lockdown used. Hunter's Fury obviously not available here for Fox to respond in kind, so they cannot destroy this. TP around the back from Sutekas. Going on a deep little lurk, moving out of A over towards screens. Now into mid. The rest of the team, the rest of the team has moved over now. He is just going to be waiting for anybody pushing in from mid. Everybody, however, is rotating through the back over towards the spawn, so he's still going to be in a fairly precarious spot if he decides to show his location. The Vikings, they have control of the site for now. Shots flying through, so Tegas will be eliminated. Patty finding Saucy, gets traded back, but just like that, they find GTN. It's gonna be a huge advantage now here for the side of X10 as they look to tie this up 6-6. Sadok, the last one alive. All of his utility has been burned. The Nanoswarm will find one. He follows up for a second on the Scary. And now it comes down to a 1v1. Him versus Sushi Boys. Pushes a little bit of damage out. Fake tap on the spike. Doesn't try to hold this one for half. And now Sushi is in a precarious spot. Goes to the tap yet again. And Sadok, he can just run this clock down. There's not much that Sushi Boys can do. He has to try to stick for it, but Sonic will clutch it out in the end. Giving it 7-5 for Vikings in the first half.
Oh man, Sada coming through big for his team. The shot caller for the Vikings, holding it down. And I thought, first of all, I thought this round looked great for the Vikings. You get Sutekas deep in A. They know there's nothing going on. He has a nice TP over into mid to give a good crossfire on the retake attempt. But it just all kind of falls apart. X10 isn't really fooled by it. They do a good job taking care of FRZ when he goes up in a nest to try to set up kind of a vertical crossfire. This is just a fantastic last round there to really give Vikings a little bit of confidence and momentum into their defender side.
Yeah, it's just fantastically done. I mean, whenever you can create those catch-22 situations for the defender, you know, it's just wonderful to see. It's beautifully done. But now we go into the second half, not wasting any time. Pistols drawn out. A couple of frenzies here for the defenders. One frenzy for Patty. Everybody else going to be rocking Ghosts, no armor. Inching forward here onto the A site for the moment. Asasi gets the drone up top. We'll lose that out. Got the dart in. But everybody now starting to pull away from A. Cyber Cage turned down in mid. That gets spotted. So they're very privy to this rotation, especially with FRZ waiting above. Has not been spotted whatsoever. This could be a major surprise for them. A rude awakening perhaps as he does drop down. Manages to find Patty. Now Sushi Boy's going to be gone as well. Throws down some of these cloud bursts to keep himself covered. Weaving in and out of the smoke. Sprays away. Manages to find 3, but has to go for the reload. Can't quite get that 4th, but it doesn't matter. The rest of the Vikings are there to clean it up. 3 members left standing. Another pistol round going to the Vikings.
Yeah, when you get on top of that crane, it can cause a lot of problems, especially the other team gets way ahead of you and they have no idea. They don't check it. Very nicely done here by FRZ. The Sutekas doing a good job holding the line up on the front, kind of distracting a lot of X10. They're kind of tunneled in towards him. And then FRZ finds the perfect moment to strike. Sasi coming in to clean it all up, but very nicely done. I gotta give Vikings a lot of credit here, coming back after a couple rough rounds against X10, really able to right the ship.
Yeah. Do see 2 sheriffs now out from X10, Patty and Scary. Looking
Guardian
to
here.
Heads to try to turn this around. Yeah, I have been seeing a couple Guardians. We had one use of it yesterday on Icebox, in fact.
So a lot of good sight lines that you can utilize on it, either from, like you're seeing there, over on Belt or the back of B. Oh, nice job by FRZ with that Ghost.
And he's going to reaggress into the Cloudburst. Throws on the second one, does decide to pull back. Saucy spotting one, takes a couple shots at that Frenzy. It's a couple of hits in, but Scary in the meantime. Gets the elimination onto GTN. Tegas waiting here. In tube, has the support from Sadok up mid. They get that finish. It's going to be a 3v4, outgunned right now. HP bars low on everybody other than Sushi Boys. Which is a great name, by the way.
It is a great name. I like a lot of the names on X10. Cruz, Scary, Fox. It's good, man. Patty Pod. But it has a ring to it, you know. Oh, Sushi's not like this. Wow. Tries to come around the corner, dry. Saucy just gonna mow him down with the Spectre.
It's nothing worse than dry sushi. Patty Pan now eliminated, and this is going to be a round in the books as Saucy cleans up 3.
You do have the operator for FRZ. Sadok has a Guardian over there, baking up a little bit of money. FRZ gets blinded, has to back on up.
This should be 9-6, actually, just thinking about it. So I'll have to, the UI should update after this round. We did have to roll things back.
Hey, Fox, you did better with math this time. Good job.
I did. I realized. I was like, wait a second. X10 just won a round, so that should be topped up. So that'll be corrected in just a little bit here, guys. Don't worry. Fox, however, taking quite a bit of damage off the rip. Cruz cannot top him up. Does not have that heal utility here at the moment. So he's going to have to try to operate with 21 HP. See the Viper cutting off a lot of this vision as Patty gets up on the other side. the wall does go down. He's waiting around the corner, gets that shot in the back of the head. Comes up with a second kill, as well as the spike will get planted. Trade back comes through as Patty does fall. Kill secured by GTN. So Tegas trying to inch in through the screens. Cruz up top, shuts him down, getting the shot in through the wall. Foxes and Sushi Boys have the cleanup, and just like that, we are right back into the action with X10 taking the round.
It's one of my favorite toxic screens to use on the attacker side. For this map, it cuts off so much vision for the defenders. And poor Potty Pot throwing his head back there. Look at this double from him. I don't like this swing back by Potty Pond there. He kind of exposes himself to the two up on rafters, ends up going down. But regardless, it's still an excellent setup here for X10. I mean, once they get so deep in there with that wall up, and you can see those boys are very excited to come back from the technical pause, get that win, kick us back off.
Alrighty, well. In we go. Cyber Cage up over the top from Sushi Boys. Nade is out. Don't find too much of anything though. Drone over the top. Sentry going to be destroyed for the re-entry here onto the A site yet again. The back of the site. Sadak pulls back, gets himself out towards the spawn, but the rest of the team falling. Saucy and GTN both getting taken out of the fight. Scary down to 16 HP. The heals are available this time around. You can see Cruz is going to be topping him back up. Gets him at least up to 65. That poison wall will get dropped yet again. Seeker's now going to be coming out from Cruz, looking to locate the remaining members of Vikings. The last three. Tegas going to be the first one to fall, then they quickly follow up on Asadak. FRZ needs to get it done here. 3 members left to kill. Tailwind's over to the side. Cruz going in on the push, tucks himself into the corner, knows that he cannot get wall banged there by the Blade Storm, so feels very confident. He's going to push up, he's going to look for the right click finish, cannot quite find it. Does get that kill, but Scary is ready for the trade. They get the shutdown there, and 10X, they're starting to string these rounds together.
So it's basically the same idea here for X10, but you know, the adjustment is attempted to be made by the Vikings. They have FRZ on Sutekas on the lurk trying to come through, but they get kind of caught in no man's land right around mid, right by the boiler area, where they're just kind of dancing back and forth, trying to figure out which way to go, trying to figure out if we should go through attacker spawn or if we should come back into screens and try and get it done through there. And by the time they show up, it's basically, you know, it is an on-man situation for them. Their team is already in disarray, and they're never really able to get there in time to be effective on that retake.
Really good pace set there. Now looking to change it up as they set their eyes here on the B side. Scary pushing forward. Will get taken down as soon as he uses the Viper's Pit. That is just going to dissipate now. And the entire setup here for X10 on the B side has been undone. Patty, however, getting himself up into kitchen, does manage to catch Saucy off guard. Takes him out, now has the Blade Storm. Instantly right-click kill in on Sadak. Looking to turn this one back into their favor. The right-click follow-up not going to connect, however. So Tegas pushes up through the smoke. Patty with 3. Can they actually turn this around? It was a catastrophic start, but now they're looking to swing this one back into their favor. A 2v2. Spike's still going to be down on the ground. Fox is gone. Patty fighting for, needs to get the ace to win the round to keep them pressing forward. Tailwind's over to the side. Here's the shots coming through. Tries to line it up, but he just can't quite make it happen. FRZ will get the elimination to save the round for the Vikings. A nail biter there for the side of X10, but they can't get it done.
Oh my God, Potty Pond doing everything but getting the ace to win this. I mean, he is all over the place on this one. Sadak doing a nice job getting the opener, but here comes Potty Pond. Sutekas gets kind of backed up here towards Orge. Potty Pond just picking people off. Sutekas actually pushed through the cloudburst of Potty Pond, but Potty Pond was there on the side, wasn't quite expecting it. Gets the crossfire onto him, just what you wanted out of him. However, it still wasn't enough. That time Vikings able to hold on that B push. Now thinking about A again, there's that same wall. This time coming up and over right as it goes down is Sushi Boys. Potty Pond there to follow up.
Huge instant shutdowns coming through, but Sassy tries to drag this one back. The Hunter's Fury manages to find Fox now. Sushi Boys eliminated. Potty up top, does manage to find Sadak, making this now a 3v1, all on the back of Sutekas as he tries to turn this around. Pressing forward. Shot comes in onto Scary, but Potty comes up with a third, keeping them within 2 of tying this up. X10, you can feel it. They are reinvigorated. They are ready to plow forward. They want to take this map.
Man, they are looking good. I mean, Potty is absolutely positively online right now. Gets up on the pipes, doing the things that you need to do with those jets on Icebox, using that verticality. But still, the Vikings haven't found an answer for this toxic screen yet, Kilios. They're really struggling with these A pushes. I think they just need to be a little bit safer on them, just kind of give it up and play for retake if they can't find a better answer to stop those aggressive pushes.
Okay, got confirmation. Round had to be replayed given the issues. The count right now that you are seeing is correct, ladies and gentlemen. So this is 10-8, this is round 19, and that is an opening kill onto the enemy Omen. X10 pressing forward now up onto the B side. They get the spot out with that Neural Theft, locating every remaining member of the Vikings. They have the site secured. Spike still not yet being planted. It's resting in the hands of Sushi Boys here for the moment. Starts inching his way up onto the site, but they still haven't quite yet gone for this. Potty getting that wall bang through onto GTN as he pushes up aggressively, but gets traded back by Saucy, who finds a nice headshot.
Any kills the Vikings can find here are going to be very, very nice. Scary gonna pick off Sadak with the wall bang. Cruz coming through here. He's gonna check out of the stow pile. He does.
Fox gonna be traded out, but I mean, it's a 1v3. FRZ, I mean, he would have to kill everybody to get the Bladestorm online, so there's just no way that he could have it available to try to pop off here to get this clutch. Needs to rely on these Sheriff shots. We've seen people do it before. Spots out one. As Scary's around at yellow. Tries to make them think that he's going for the push. Now goes for it. The blind comes in, though, perfectly timed by Cruz. Scary with the peek will shut him down. And X10 are within 1 round now of tying this up.
This is amazing. I mean, Body Pond is really picking it up. Now he's at even on that kill death. 16-16 here, getting up top, doing what he does best, carrying this team. Some great work around here by Scary. Nice setup. Good counter to the smoke there with the guiding light to spot out FRZ at the end. Just really, really exciting stuff here for X10. And this is their specialty, attack on Icebox. They were absolutely dominant against Team Sense last time they did it. I think they won 8 out of 4 or even 9 out of 3. And you can see why. They are fast, furious, and they really know how to take advantage of those sight lines off of those toxic screens. Look at this. They're giving them a different look this time. And they're being really patient, though, are the Vikings. I like this adjustment.
Dark cover coming out to block off at green. They take a couple shots, and that's going to be just about the full rotate now coming in from the Vikings. Slow creep up from FRZ, making his way out of A over towards the attacker's spawn. They'll try to get a decent little flank angle. The rest of the squad situated now on B. Drone here from Fox. Gonna scout forward, spots the Killjoy shoulder. So shots to start flying. Still not seeing the spike getting planted yet. The paranoia going to be used. They wait that out. They start pushing the corner. They try to get rid of the alarm bomb, but the peak is going to be so very good here for the Vikings. X10 getting ripped to shreds. Fox the last one to fall. Vikings, they stop the onslaught. They stop the momentum here from X10. It was so many rounds in a row, but now they are just 2 away from taking this.
Well, that time, that guiding light was a bit of a bait there for X10. They were, ready to push off of it. You can see they waited out, even though it gives the audio cue that it blinded somebody. Didn't blind Sutekas, and he comes around the corner. Him and Saucy picking up 2 there in the finish. The triple for Sutekas on the Omen. Very nicely done, and I like the patience from Vikings. I also like the idea by X10 to throw a different look with that toxic screen setup to try for B instead, but doesn't fool the Vikings.
Creative angle to get that dart through. Oh, Farzee falling down to 50 HP. The knives now going to be burned here from Potty. Does still have the Spectre to rely on. So we see the Hunter's Fury coming out from Fox, looking to try to get the track in onto Sonic to finish him off. Can't quite make it happen, but Potty gets himself into prime position, finds the shot, shuts down the enemy Killjoy. And now we see this is going to be X10 fully pulling out of the A site, starting to rotate over to B.
Yeah, you can see that there's only Sutekas over here right now. There's the toxic screen over on the B. Potentially being put up in just a second. Keep that Cypher utility over towards mid to watch what's going on over there. And most of the members, oh, you do have Potty Pond over on A, though. He might be able to punish.
He's inching forward. FRC still there to try to shut him down. He will manage to find that kill. Sushi Boy's gonna get dropped, but now a 3v3. As the spike not yet planted, just waiting this one out. Push around the back. Cruz has the lineup, manages to find 2 of them. That's 3 kills for him so far in the round, and now it's all on FRZ. He tries to get the wall bang to the box. That's not where the spike was being planted. Scary gets the finish, and X10, they bounce back yet again. 1 round away from tying this up. This very well could be an OT.
I really love the idea here to keep Patipon over there. It doesn't fool FRZ. He manages to pick it up, and all of a sudden it looked like it might be a good retake for the Vikings, but then Cruz steps out, lines him up, knocks him down. Big moment there for him, and 11-10. My goodness, Achilleos, overtime, I'm feeling it.
As am I, but both of these teams, they would love to avoid it at all costs. They don't want to get pushed into those extra innings. Shot instantly there, though, from Potty. A great peek into mid, finds the headshot, pulls away just at the moment there, as Saucy does push. They do manage to find 2 more. Cruz and Fox both falling. Potty trading another one back, trying to keep them in this game, keeping things even up at 3-3. But there's so much damage pushed into Sushi Boy, down to 26 HP. Will be the spike carrier for now. They have to figure out where they want to route this spike. Seems like for now it's going to be the inch forward here through green. Tekas peeking out, finds both of them. The wall. Oh my god, he just gets the collat through onto Scary with the headshot. Incredible. Now it's all on Potty. He's inching forward. He hasn't checked left to look at yellow. And there you go, to the back of the skull. 4 kills for the Omen player here on the side of the Vikings. They yet again win around. They're just 1 away from closing out Icebox. X10 need to win 2 straight if they want to take us into overtime.
I mean, Potty's, his spatial senses just kind of left him a little bit there at the end of this. But Sutekas here, again, we saw Cruz last round. Now it's Sutekas' turn. Easy lineup, easy double right there. And I was kind of hoping that X10 would re-rotate back towards A. They had their Cypher utility over there to kind of check on if any members of Vikings were lurking out. No one was. They could have made a re-rotate potentially, but they opted to try to push into B, and they paid the price.
Well, now drone to start. Just trying to scout out. Get the word that GTN's playing. On the side of the map, they know that he has that showstopper available. No Hunter's Fury to try to counteract this lockdown as well that will almost certainly be used. That's going to be the Seekers used first. Viper's Pit coming in. Tossie going to be eliminated. GTN with a showstopper does manage to find Cruz, however. Turning one back, but Fox pushes forward, manages to find him. Scary going to be taken down. That's the Viper's Pit now dropping the spike. Recovered. Killjoy, the lockdown getting ready to go off as Fox barely makes it out of that radius within time. Again, 3v3. They're looking to move over towards B. So Tekas is still holding this down.
Yeah, I'm kind of wondering how they're going to adjust to Sutekas this time. Oh, Patipon gets out of there just in the nick of time. And again, Sutekas with that smoke, getting a pretty good sightline, but a little frustrated with his shooting.
Oh, it's a good paranoia. Patipon, however, he still has the lineup. He gets the kill. And that is going to be absolutely huge here for the side of X10 to try to keep the ball rolling. They go for the double peek. Sushi Boys comes up with a headshot. Just like that, it's all on FRZ. Needs to clean up 3 to clutch this round to win Icebox.
All right, let's see if he can do it. Oh, yeah.
That slows him up and gives his position away.
I don't
see
think
they're covering all angles here.
Yeah, too surprising at all. What's going on with this? You can see Sushi Boy's going to push up, and he's not going to be able to do it. FRZ gets 1, 2 more to go.
It's a little bit of damage into him. Oh, man. The reload. The timing is there. Fox goes on the peak. Gets the shutdown to keep their hopes alive. Their heads above the water. X10, 1 more round to go. Do we finally see an overtime?
I think we will. I really like the adjustment here by X10. Things kind of fell apart on A. You lose the Viper's Pit, and immediately they back off, head over to B, which is way more open. Sutekas kind of uncharacteristically misses the lineup underneath his smoke, and just really isn't A. And you can see he kind of shot into the yellow because he was frustrated. And that, I don't know if that really cost him that much against Patipon, but it is what it is.
Well, Bladestorm off the bat here. Potty has this ready. The Neural Theft also online. Tries to go for the shots. Doesn't manage to get the hits. Redraws out with the Bulldog. Currently just sitting here above on tube. They got starting to push forward. The neural theft going to be coming in from Sushi Boys, but this great angle. They're prepped for it. They shut down the Omen. The drop down coming through. Fox is trying to get the push, but it's not before Potty gets taken out. So Tegas manages to find that crucial kill. Now he's looking through window. Spots one. Goes for the weapon swap, drawing out with the Bulldog. Scary moving up, manages to find one. It's going to be a 1v2 to try to make this happen. Fox all on his lonesome. The dart coming through has to take that down. The spike dropped. They line up for him, but he cannot get the shot to come in. FRZ gets the last kill of the map. 13-11. Damn close, but X10, they can't.
You can see what they pick. Yep, that's exactly what they normally do. GTN on Raze, FRZ on Phoenix instead of Jet. There you go.
All right, well, not too shocking. Still going to be Viperless here. We do have a couple teams that like to run the Viper on Ascent, but will be avoided for the time being. So nothing too shocking here, but
well, wait.
Potty shifting over onto the Sage. This is going to be a major change of pace for him in particular.
I had already written in Jet for him. I'm not even going to lie, because I just assumed he was going to be playing Jet. But him on Sage, what in the world is this going to look like? I mean, now my eyes are thoroughly focused on Potty Pond to see what he's going to look like on a Sage instead of Jet. I mean, he is predominantly a Jet player. He's, I mean, when's the last time he even, I'm going to have to look at the last, he hasn't even played Sage this year, right?
Well,
has he? I don't even know, man. Like, it's been like...
It's definitely a major change of pace here for him. So we'll see how he's going to be piling this one. Scary as well, moving off of the Viper now over onto the Astra to try to slow down some of these pushes from the side of the Vikings as they do kick things off on the attack. Straight out the gate, looking like a little shoulder peek, just jiggling around into mid. Fox going to be pulling back away from the dark cover, starting to rotate over towards that alley access to B. That's going to be the curveball push. Weapon drawn out, and Cruzy fights two with a frenzy. Are you joking? I thought he was going to get traded out there, but no. He comes up huge. Patty follows up for another, and this is looking like a flawless round right now for X10 at the start of this defense.
Oh, this is X10 doing their homework. This is exactly the same start that the Vikings did against Sharks on this map on their attacker side. They rush right through mid on the pistol round and just try to make it work. Does not fool X10 at all. They're able to lock it down, shut it down.
Absolutely enormous start. And there you go. Sushi Boys, the final headshot will lock in the Prime Gaming. Flawless for X10. What a statement start here on Ascent. A huge round for them. And let's go ahead. Yeah, POV of Cruz. Just, yep, there you go. Just leaping around like a bunch of blind fools, just getting mowed down.
That's a great guiding light right there. That's three of them, and makes for easy pickings, particularly with that frenzy. So very well anti-stratted here by X10. Now on the follow-up, I'm really curious to see what the Vikings do on their eco round. There is one frenzy in the hands for Saucy.
Potty's still going to be sticking through with a frenzy. Fox here with that ghost. Blind comes through. Spray's going to be good from Cruz. Finds Tegas now into the corner. Instant snap onto FRZ's head. Oh my god, it is just an absolute shooting gallery right now. Do we have back-to-back flawlesses? Can they make it happen? It's looking good for them, and they will in fact do it again. Back-to-back Prime Gaming flawlesses here for X10. An incredible start for them, but now we get some actual weapons in the hands of Vikings. Let's see if they can use them to finally put a kill on the board.
Yeah, I'm really curious what the Vikings are going to want to run. They really like to establish mid-control early, and it falls apart. X10 were very prepared for this. Very good homework being done. Now, let's see if they try to go over to A with the rifle round to the Vikings. What exactly is going to be the difference? Because this is just a massacre. Just an absolute mauling by X10.
Yeah. Brutal start, but now we should see things slow down a little bit more. But as I said, that Potty, look at this boost. He gets himself up over towards B lobby. He's going to force out the use of the nano swarm here from Sadak. He's worried about that push coming in even further. So even when he's not on the Jet, he finds way to make Jet plays. Spots out one. That's going to be the Boombot destroyed. And he'll just go ahead and pull back.
Someone needs to tell him he's not playing Jet right now. Someone needs to remind him. Man, oh man.
He's like, oh, well, now I can heal myself, so screw it. I'm just going to go in deep.
Yeah, I could do all the things I could do with Jet, but I could also heal and res people occasionally.
Yeah, and he can get healed as well by Cruz, so they can just top each other up if they need to. Well, the wall now going to be destroyed.
The Reyna for the real tank comp here.
Yeah. Just never dying. Always healing. Spray through the smoke. Scary just looking for a straight hit. Won't be able to find any. Well, as I say that, does actually tack up Sadok there for just a moment, but it's not going to be too significant a damage. Spike now going to be recovered. It seems like this will end up being an A hit at the end of the day. Still going to be 3 members-ish over by this site. We have Sushi Boys and Fox set up. Purple, not going to find anything. The Nano Swarm chipping away at him. The spray through the smoke. Fox gets the headshot with the Vandal. Throws out that shock dart. Won't get a connection. Doesn't find any additional damage. They are in onto the site with the spike getting planted just below Hell. Or just outside of it, rather. GTN with a very nice headshot will shut down Potty. That's going to be a lot of the healing gone. We'll see if X10 can get this retake in a 4v4.
There's so much pressure on Sutekas over at main. There's the Astra smoke there to kind of block that off for now. GTN going to be watching up towards Heaven. Going to get the headshot, gets traded out in return. There's another one underneath Hell. Looking pretty good here.
Yeah, and there you go. The cleanup comes through as Saucy will manage to find the last 2 kills in the round. So Vikings, they do get some kills on the board. They do get that round victory. See if X10 can reply, as they do have enough money, obviously, to buy some rifles here for themselves. Try to shut down this economic buildup that we're seeing from Vikings here with a round win.
So even though there's a lot of attention being paid at the main door here for X10, there's nobody up in Heaven, and that allows Vikings to get pretty deep in here, get the plant down, and set up their crossfires. One thing that really impressed me about the Vikings in my VOD review was their post-plant setups on A. They really do a good job of covering each other. They constantly are focused on making sure they have somebody in main, somebody lurking out of, whoops, well, that's a potty pond thing. Oh my God.
Oh, I feel like there's no worse feeling when you have the lineup on a hard angle like that and then you lose to the peeker. Like, you have the advantage. You're trained on that spot. But Potty just out-aims him and out-reacts him. It's incredible there from him to get that pick. A huge opening now for the side of X10.
And I don't feel like, you don't expect it with that ferocity. With a Sage, normally it'd be a Raze or a Jet doing that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to think of like other Sages, that we have in the Korean region that are like this, and I feel like Zest maybe and Stacks occasionally when they would play it on Icebox. But other than that, like, we don't have too many battle Sages over on this side of the world. But Potty, huge performance from him so far. Ton of damage getting pushed out onto the members of Vikings now as they're going to be planting in the same little spot here. Flame wall going to be called up. 2 members hovering around Hell as the Seekers go forward. Cruz trying to make his way through that wall, but takes quite a bit of damage on the drop down there. Fox going to be eliminated. Wall comes in to block off Saucy. Patty will find FRZ. Sadok still hovering here in Hell. Lines up one, but Scary is ready for him in the end. As Pottypon manages to find 3 kills in the round. The defuse is going to be handed over to him so he can get that res online for the next round. And that's going to be 3-1 now for X10 with a very dominant start to this defense.
Oh my goodness, this wall is so smart from Pottypon. Completely cuts off Saucy and just makes it so difficult for them to do anything. All of a sudden, all these gorgeous crossfires that the Vikings like to set up are just eliminated. Everybody's stuck in Hell. Just so smart here from X10. I am so impressed with their ability to adjust on the fly, round to round. You can see there. Give him that peace symbol, my friend. Well done. Very well done by Pottypon.
I absolutely love this guy. He's so fun to have. This is why player games are great. This is why LAN is great. We can get these reactions where they just ham it up. I'm sure Potty is going to be finding a huge influx of followers on his Twitch and Twitter after this one.
As he should. He's earned it. He's looking fantastic here today.
Oh, Boombot not going to be able to make his way in through tree. Will not locate Scary. Will get smoked off here for the moment. Spraying through.
Knows they're there. Gives the ping out, but Vikings kind of backing off onto this, heading more in towards mid. They really want to take control of mid. Of course, mid so important on Ascent for the attacker side. If they can get control of it, they can really assert their dominance as they go. Scary. Well, there's the lockdown for them as well. Gonna push Scary around. Gonna try to take it down with the Hunter's Fury. Gonna get it, take it down. Very nicely done.
Yeah, had that prep, so it doesn't find too much. And also wasn't really going to lock off the B side at all, so it wouldn't have displaced anybody that would have been hovering around Boathouse like Sushi Boys has been this entire time. Drone will get the dart onto him. Great headshot there from FRZ. Takes down Fox. Scary, however, spotting them, trying to get the wall bang. Doesn't manage to find it. Res is going to be used. Sushi Boys eliminated, displaced from the site now. It's open. The retake has to come in. That's a great start. Putty managing to find one. Is he prepared for the close angle? He is not. Sadak strikes him down with a frenzy. Shock dart from Saucy as well. Finds Scary. 2 members left. Pushing forward with the Ares. Finds one point blank. Cruz presses in, finds another. Great Sheriff shot. Gets rid of the enemy Sky. But Fox is ready for it. Gets the headshot. Will have the defuse. It's going to be the clutch from him, and that is going to be 4 rounds now on the board for X10.
Yeah, Patipon comes in there, and it felt like he might have been going in a little bit early, a little bit ahead of his teammates, but he gets a lot of information, at least, on what's going on that site, able to relay it back to his teammates. They all come in from both sides here. Look at this. They're hitting it at the same time. Guiding Light over, followed up by Cruz and Fox, doing a really nice job. Saucy gets the information, just not able to find the shot. Fox is ready for him around the corner. Very nicely done here by X10. Another good retake for them, and really good patience on this. And you know, it's kind of a weird situation when you have the lockdown and they have the Hunter's Fury, right, Achilleos? Like,
yeah. It's
kind of like a rock, paper, scissors game. Do you use it now? Do you hang on to it? It's kind of a tough decision to make.
It's credit where it's due. Still a really, really good round there for the side of Vikings, doing quite a bit of damage to the side of X10. Trying to soften up their pockets just a little bit, make them, make those walls a bit more empty. So you can see the Spectre coming through, the Guardian there for Cruz as well. So aren't going to be on a completely full purchase with rifles, no operators to be seen yet. So it was a very good eco at the end of the day, but it's X10 who still maintain a nice little 3-round streak here, keeping their heads well above the Vikings. FRZ getting chunked at the 26, going to have to top himself back up with the hot hands, so pulls back off a short for now.
All right, Sutekas going to be making his way towards mid, silently up here with Sadak. Door is already closed, though, so if they're going to make their way through there, they're going to have to make a little noise to get in. So the reinforcements now making their way into B main with Spike in hand. Killjoy there as well. But other than that, not a lot of defense at the B main door.
Yep, door's going to be broken. Nanoswarm's used to make sure that they try to stave them off from pushing through B main. Will make their way out with the help of that blind from the curveball. FRZ finds Sushi Boys tucked away in the cubby. Good opening kill. And now they will have this B side. Potty going to be caught off guard. Really good lurk here from Sutegas. Now teleports over to the side. Can exit back through B lobby, rejoin with the rest of the squad, or continue to play lurk here. Try to cut off any market access. Scary going to be eliminated now. He tries to push forward. One Guardian kill to be found. And now it's just Cruz left alive. Starting to inch his way backward. Wants to recover this Vandal and hold on to it. Or not.
Yeah, this is...
Does he want the Guardian? Okay, he wants the Guardian. Never mind.
All right.
You do you.
Was it out of bullets or something? That's the only thing I can think. I didn't check. But, oh, he's just going to try to wait, see if he can maybe pop ahead on the exit. But nobody from Vikings is going there. This time around, though, Achilleos, Vikings really making a very nice adjustment, being very patient, waiting for the right moment to strike, and catches X10 kind of not really ready. It's fast and furious. They have a great run it back to take Sushi Boy down around the corner. That was fantastic work from the Vikings. Adjustments after adjustments from both of these teams, and now mid-control established by the Vikings. What's going to be the response from X10 is my real question. And this is Sutekas. I got to give him so much credit here. He is playing fantastic right now in these lurks. When he's asked to hold down sites by himself on Icebox, he was doing a great job over on B. Just a really, really impressive stuff from him.
Yeah, a wonderful lurk to really ensure that that was going to be irredeemable from the side of X10. And again, looking for this boost setup. Gravity Well finds one, but the Recon Bolt will find Potty. He's going to have to pull back, takes a little bit of damage, clears out that Recon. Shock Dart, not quite going to connect. But Scary already eliminated, and then here's the headshot lineup. GTN getting some revenge earlier after that peek in B lobby. Falls up onto Cruz, and this is just looking like a very done round. I mean, Sheriff round purchase, here for the side of X10. Not going to be feeling the most confident about closing this out, and now with just Sushi Boys on its lonesome. He's going to try to pull back, but they are going to very much go on the hunt for him as they get ready to set the spike up at B.
Yeah, it's a Sheriff in a dream here. Not going to happen. GTN going to find his third of the round, and the Vikings doing a fantastic job. They sensed that Patipon was going to get aggressive because immediately the Boom Bot and the Recon Dart were there in Clock Tower. They were ready for this, and they punish it. The aggressiveness from X10 is their response to the mid control established by Vikings in the previous round, but the Vikings back off, set up the angles to take them out as they try to push through, and a great headshot around the corner there for GTN, making up for that little whoopsie early on.
Yep, gets 3 kills there in that flawless round, so very nicely done. They do manage to put one on the board for themselves. So now 3 to 4, keeping it close.
with that angle hold there, I don't think Potty Pond's coming through there this time. He's still chilling out.
He's lurking way in the spawn, yeah. Did get confirmation though. Potty has played Sage 3 times in his Valorant career. None of those were in the last 90 days.
Yeah,
so
I was going to say.
Something they've been scrimming with, for sure. Don't think he would just be like, screw it. You know what? I played that half a year ago. Let me bring it back out. But it's been working a treat for the most part. Definitely some flashiness to it.
Well, he's had some really good ideas. That wall to cut off A main earlier was fantastic. Drone out ahead to Scout, going to get shot down. Smoke is in, trying to gravity well. That's a good one.
Yep, spray does come through. They manage to get the kill there onto FRZ. Obviously still going to be halfway to that run it back, so not able to have it yet. We'll see that from the shadows getting used. So Tekas putting himself over at Market, gets the headshot in onto Potty. Now looks to break down this Market door. Does have 2 members waiting for him.
30 seconds
Play this a little bit slower as he waits for the rest of his squad to rotate over from A. That gets a spot there onto Fox, who pulls back over onto the site. Looks to jump up on the opposite side. Lockdown is used at A. They think that this is still going to be an A hit. They think that this is going to be just the Omen trying to distract, but this is in fact going to be the B. Great shutdown there from Fox, however, does manage to find GTN interrupting, making sure the showstopper doesn't find any value. Tekos gets rid of Fox. Cruz finds one, can't snap onto Saucy fast enough, however, and will get taken down. Now it's going to be a 2v2 for the attempted retake. This is when you would love to have this lockdown, but they've already burned it.
Yeah, here comes the Cosmic Divide, though. Saucy getting it done around the corner. Gets the headshot on the Sushi Boys. Woo!
Might not matter at all. Turret has to be broken down, tucks his way down into the corner. Spots out Saucy, looks for the push, but as he presses out, will get pinched from both sides. 3 kills there for Saucy, and Vikings, they tie us up 4 to 4.
Man, what a clutch there from the Sova. Gets that kill with the Phantom, is able to get the plant down just in the nick of time. Another fantastic lurk here from Sutekas, but this round is all Saucy. Another failed entry by GTN. Those blast packs aren't fooling anybody. Then he's able to hold it down from Bolts, and doing a very nice job there at the end. Picks up his 3rd kill. Huge, huge play.
Yeah, absolutely incredible from him. Great for them to go ahead and tie up the map. We do have a technical pause, however, so give it a moment and then get back into the action. See who will be able to take a lead here. X10, I mean, what an explosive start for them, but this has been a major turnaround. Vikings absolutely taking prevalence here on the map now, both, just explosively and economically. So ball is very much in their court. X10 gonna have to try to bounce back after these losses.
It was a great early read by X10 on the pistol round and the follow-up, knowing that they like to try to pressure through mid. Good adjustments onto the A attacks by Vikings, putting the wall up to cut off main. It's a great back and forth. Then the Vikings able to successfully push through into Market, pretty much undetected even though the door is closed. They use that as an opportunity to be patient, let their teammates get into B main, and then all strike at the same time. And then after that, they wait for X10. They read him like a book in that follow-up.
It's just a very big misread from Sushi Boys. I mean, he thinks that the hit is still going to be happening. We'll see. Again, who is going to be able to take this lead? X10, they really need this map. This has been their bread and butter throughout all of 2021. So if they can't get the win on Ascent, then it becomes a very dire situation for them. In the tournament overall, it would send them down into the lower bracket. And if they can't win on a map where you're 15-1, that's just rough tidings, and that can really, mess with you mentally as well.
For sure, for sure. And Ascent, even though, again, that Vikings lost the last time they played Sharks in the finals at the Brazil qualifiers, they did beat them on the previous time because it was a loser's bracket.
I like this. I like that we've killed 2 birds with 1 stone. We decided to go straight from the technical pause into the tactical timeout. I mean, this makes sense. There's already a lull in the action. use this now so you can actually communicate with the coaches and, you know, get a little bit of a mental reset to come in here and try to find success in this 9th round.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm really, really curious. We've got the Bucky, a Spectre in the hands here on an eco round for X10. So this one's going to be a little bit tricky for sure. What exactly is Potty Pond thinking over there by Pizza right now?
I mean,
is he going to try the wall again? Is that like...
And this is just something that we just don't really see ever since the changes realistically to the Bucky. That gun has fallen by the wayside very much so, at least in the Korean region in particular. We don't see it too much. We did see a double kill on short with a shorty just yesterday, so who knows what's possible realistically. But this is a very aggro, turtled up defense now.
Yeah, I think the Vikings just being very cautious, knowing the economic situation here, of course, that, you know, close-range weapons are going to be in the hand. In fact, there's 2 Buckies in the hands of X10, a Spectre as well for Cruz. The Sheriff's usually pretty powerful for X10, but they feel comfortable enough going for these. You know, there are a lot of bottlenecks. You can utilize these guns on Ascent. Like you mentioned yesterday, it was that double shorty in this exact same spot almost.
You can see that curveball getting ready from FRZ. Snaps the fingers. There it goes. Manages to catch one. Sushi Boys, at the same time, gets the headshot through onto the enemy Phoenix. So it's going to be a 2-for-1 trade out given the weapon economy here for the side of X10. That is absolutely massive for them. They will pull back. They're getting the read correctly that this is going to end up being a B rotation. The Seekers go out. Spots them coming in. Blind comes through. They go in for the push. One Bucky shot, not going to net the kill. Another one into the chest of GTN. Doesn't finish him off, but the Hunter's Fury will. Hopping through in onto the side. Sadak not quite ready for Sushi Boys to be waiting in the corner. Gets the kill. The drone will spot out the last remaining member, and the cleanup will be there. It's going to be 1 rifle for the moment. Looks like 2 recovered at the end of the day. Or Bucky there for Sushi Boys.
It's a thrifty.
Okay, he got the Bucky, but yes, it is going to be a thrifty victory. So fantastically done by X10. They go ahead and they scoop up that round win.
I mean, I just got to scratch my head a little bit here on this push through a really tight corners area on a round where you know your opponent is likely to have guns that, even if it's just Sheriffs, are better at close range. And it just doesn't pan out. I would have preferred to see either A main or B main slow pushes there for Vikings, see if they can get some picks, long range, utilize those guns, but just doesn't happen. There's Potty Pond. Oh,
look at this. He's just changing up these boost locations. They're not prepared for it. The dark cover is actually just completely denying vision of the wall. Had they been able to see that, they would have fully been able to anticipate that he is going to be boosted up on top of it. And he just comes up with this quick kill. Picking out Satekas now. Looking for the A site. Spike being brought around through Gelato at the moment here by Sadhak, but Sushi Boys situated in onto the site already finds one. FRZ going to be eliminated. We'll have to run it back for the next round, but unable to utilize it here right now. GTN trying to push his way in through tree. Sushi Boy still holding the angle, trying to pre-spray him. Will manage to get his skull in the end as Sadak falls to the off shot from Fox. Hunter's Fury from Saucy just basically saying, like, yep, I'm right over here by Wine. And now he's got a triple peek ready for him as he swings around this corner, and there you go. The off shot will put him in the grave. 6-4, X10 bouncing back yet again. They give themselves a nice little 2-round stretch lead.
These initial cheeky maneuvers that Potty Pond is able to pull out with these walls really is a game changer right now. It throws the Vikings into complete disarray. They force the issue through short A. I mean, and then they just get mowed down trying to go through the door. They lose 2 in the process, and they're stuck out in A main, and what are you going to do? It's just really, really good stuff here from X10. Great read on these follow-up rounds after our tech pause.
Well, let's see if they can keep that going, or if Vikings can turn this around into their favor. Slow orb coming out over to A main. So they start inching their way forward. FRZ just going to be eliminating that sentry for the moment. Potty situated up on top and Heaven with that operator in hand, but he's going to be the first one to fall. FRZ finds the kill. Blind is going to be good. They find 1 kill as Cruz takes out GTN, but it is just going to be an absolute slaughter here at the hands of the Vikings. Just 1 remaining member here as it's going to be Fox, and he just fearlessly charges through the door and is greeted with death. I appreciate the chutzpah that he showed right there, but it doesn't get anything done.
You got an Odin and a dream, man. Just go for it. Why not? Oh, man. Great entry here for the Vikings, though. You know, putting the smoke up into heaven. You know, they kind of avoid a lot of Sadok's utility. A lot of it's more focused at the door. Now you can see they're putting it back towards B main this time. Or excuse me, A main, seeing if they can maybe catch them off. But it's a full stack over on the B side right now, but it looks like it could be a mid push. Body Pond gets forced out. Good nano swarm there to keep him blockaded as the push is on.
And it is. Back onto the Odin yet again, which they are going to be very well aware of. Spraying away. Sadok looking to match him, though. As mentioned. Degas manages to find one. Sadok following up for a second kill as Cruz will fall. Oh, Fox, it looks so good for just a moment. Pushes the corner, had the lineup, but only manages to find one kill. Quite a bit of damage going to be pushed out, however, onto the enemy Killjoy, who has since used the lockdown. No way to clear this out. Fox eliminated, and no Hunter's Fury still. Sentry set up here in mid, but Sushi Boys turns his back. They get the kill. Pressing forward, Scary will find Saucy as he look to advance up. Certainly could be a winnable situation as from the shadows there from Sutekas will push himself into the back of sight. Sadok is ready in alley. Gets 3 with the Odin here in the round to tie us up 6-6 in the first half.
Man, what a first half between these two teams. Great back and forths, great counter reads on each other, great adjustments being made. I mean, every round is different. Every time they're trying something different. This time, again, just, you know, pushing through mid very effectively for the Vikings. And they just swarm through into the.
But now
that was a really effective round for them. Wow.
But now we have X10 on attack. We saw how good this was from them, almost running it back on Icebox. They're starting here with, you know, 1 round better than we saw from them on that last map. Let's see what they get done. Pistol round to start this map off was absolutely insane.
Oh.
So I'm anticipating a bit of a similar setup here as Recon bolts go passing past each other like ships in the night, and instantly 2 kills come through. Potty only able to respond with 1. Now follows up for a second. Hot hands into the corner. They know exactly where he is at, and it's going to be a very swift cleanup there. No time passing whatsoever in that round. Vikings, they strike quickly. They strike cleanly. They have 3 left alive, and now they are in the lead 7-6.
I mean, this is literally a mirror almost of what happened in the last pistol round. The Vikings have 2 in short, 2 here at the door, and they're just ready for it. I mean, it's a complete massacre. It's a great crossfire. Everybody from X10 just runs out into the fountain area, and there's nowhere for them to go. They're just dead at that point. I mean, it's just a great read by the Vikings.
GTN's going all in on this one. He's got the Phantom. So buying it down to 0. Quite a bit of damage there on a Fox Shock Dart. Oh my god, it takes him down to 3 HP. Obviously can receive heals from Pike. Cruz does not have his available. So we'll have to rely on the Sage to try to back him up. But Putty is all the way over here in mid at the moment, so won't be able to help him out for quite some time. Corner check coming in. Throwing out a right click, trying to get that hit, but Degas is just holding things down. 3 kills for him so far. Push forward to the back of the blinds. There's the cleanup. Sasi will manage to find 2, and it's going to be yet another flawless round presented by Prime Gaming here for the side of the Vikings. They're second on the map.
Yeah, both of our anti-eco rounds are flawlesses. This time it's going to be Vikings coming out, winning the pistol, winning the follow-up. Sutekas again doing a wonderful job here. Potty Pond a little bit late there on the follow-up. Sutekas getting some good dinks with the Spectre. Very, very well done. Now, rifles in hand for X10. What's going to be the setup? 3 angling towards mid, 2 up at mid-top.
Spandals across the board. Recon Bolt. Trying to spot them over here in the lobby. Walt does come up. They'll break through 1, but Potty still using the boost. Manages to find a kill. The follow-ups are going to be there. And do we just see a return fire flawless round? Sasi has to back off. He's the last remaining member. Can he do anything to put a dent here in X10? Right now, looks like they are going to be coming within touching distance of Vikings. So they look to move up 7-8. Currently lurking out, pushes through the Astra Smoke into the Nebula. That's going to expire now. Does he know that Sushi Boys has made his way into market? The answer is not quite. It's caught off guard, and there we go. The best way to reply to a flawless round is with one of your own. X10 keeping things so very tight-knit.
Prime Gaming, once again, getting their money's worth on a cent.
Yeah.
This is just incredible. I mean, look at Patipon, and they're just ready for this push. It's so aggressive by the Vikings, coming from two different angles, from B main and right into the dead center of mid. And Patipon getting up there is able to cover so much ground. He's just a turret up on top of that wall, able to see everything that's going on. And you can see, I don't think Vikings are too bothered. I think they were trying something a little cheeky there. Still some money here. Only the Bulldog for Saucy, but everybody else able to get the guns. GTN only on half armor after, like you accurately pointed out earlier, he did full buy on that Phantom, and that's causing him to be a little bit short here in this round.
FRZ currently waiting over there at A with the hot hands in case he hears somebody going for the ult orb tank. No one playing on that side of the map. Closest is going to be Sushi Boys. He's lurking up the top mid at the moment. Won't be able to spot too much. Drone's going to be moving out. Fox trying to get some vision here around Pizza and Market. Drone does expire there right at the end. See what the play is going to be. Recon up over towards Pizza. Won't find too much of anything here. So they start inching forward. Hawk moving up. Does get the blind to connect. Doesn't really tell them exactly where this Killjoy is going to be at. Another Hawk flying through. Slow orb in the corner just in case somebody's still playing in Market. They will be able to clear that angle, but it's good dark cover coming in from Sutikas to go ahead and cut off that vision. This causes the reroute now over towards the A site. Nate coming in, a great peek from FRZ, manages to find Cruz. Fox going to be eliminated as well. Recon Bolt chucked in, manages to spot one, tucking into the corner. Push comes in, Putty does outtrade Saucy. Getting that kill, trying to keep their hopes alive here in the round, but GTN takes out another one, follows up for a second. Sushi Boys falls, Scary tries to make it happen, but will get killed off in the end. 2-round lead here yet again for Vikings. But it just feels like every single time they pick up one, X10 responds in kind, they go blow for blow.
Yeah, absolutely. Just a great job here by FRZ. I mean, look at the Saucy there. We don't get to see it, but the way he responds off that Astra smoke from Scary is fantastic. Recon dart out right away, gets the confirmation that there's more in there, and then the crossfires are just insanely brutal. But I gotta say, one thing that just kind of struck me here, Achilleos, is that there hasn't been a lot of attention played to the alt orbs. They just kind of left there. And especially with the Phoenix, I thought there'd be more aggression, particularly for FRZ. Ooh.
Not too bad there for Sadak. Trying to catch him through the wall. Can't quite make that happen. Hottie thinking about boosting on top of the ult orb box. Trying to get view through that tiny little window and try to pick off somebody here at the B site. Not quite going to happen. They might not know it, but we can tell from the silhouettes. These guys are standing shoulder to shoulder right now. Cruz and Sadak just waiting. As Saucy, he's ready for that potential boost. You can see him staring at that window.
Yeah, now they're going to know someone's in there for sure. That Recon dart getting shot down.
Oh.
Dark cover comes in. Sadak not going to be able to win that one. Cruz is going to get him immediately healed up there. Shock dart's coming in now from Saucy.
Yeah, but he throws it right into the middle, not into the corner, so will not be able to get the hit there onto Cruz. So doesn't find any follow-up damage. See the heal just waiting. Potty now thinking about going for the boost yet again. Seekers to lead for them. Gets himself boosted up top. Does manage to spot out Utekaspa, who pushes back out, gets the headshot. Will become blinded, however. Great hawk there from Cruz. Goes ahead, nullifies the Omen, gets the headshot to finish him off. Now the spike can be planted. X10 looking to yet again keep themselves just one round down right behind the Vikings to continue to nip at their heels. Drone forward from Saucy. Looking to spot them. We'll see one in the back of Boathouse. Start up at the top, curveball coming through, not going to be able to get the blind onto anybody. Fox goes for the peek, it's the instant headshot there onto FRZ. Knows that GTN is in the cubby, but cannot outtrade him. The Vikings raise does manage to capitalize on that moment, but now they're at a disadvantage. They even it up, they get the advantage now. It's going to be Sushi Boys by himself, and the showstopper will knock him out of the park. A huge play from GTN and Saucy to go ahead and close out this round. They do not let X10 nip at their heels any further. They take the lead forward here into their favor yet again. Now 3 rounds up, 3 more to go to close out Ascent and close out this series.
Oh my God, what a play here again. Saucy coming up big, getting the double, transfers right over so well into Scary, and then the finish there, my goodness. But I thought this round was done when Fox came through B main, got the pick, because all 3 members of Vikings came through market. And I just thought, well, if Fox can just hold it down, maybe get 1 on the way, that should be pretty much all she wrote. But just a huge play again by Saucy in this game. He has been absolutely phenomenal here on Ascent.
Yeah, incredible there from Saucy. Now X10 taking another tactical timeout to try to stabilize. They need to run this back into their favor. You could see, I mean, buying down. They're getting these weapons in, but they're going to be lacking utility. We do not have the Trailblazer here for Cruz at the moment. I mean, only 2,900 for Sushi Boys, so he is going to be absolutely strapped, likely going to have to rely on, something like a Spectre with his armor, just so he can afford to get the Nanoswarms, then that alarm bot in. This is such a precarious spot to be in for X10. They don't want to have to try to win straight into another overtime. If they can string things together, if they can just try to offset this economy from Vikings, and they have a very real chance of taking this map. There's not that much money there for Vikings. 2 rounds in a row for X10 will put them in such a great spot.
Yeah, absolutely. And this is a really good opportunity for X10. I think maybe talking over exactly how they want to use this Cosmic Divide and Lockdown, really try to take advantage of the alt situation they're sitting on, make sure they're able to get a good plant, get their good post plant set up, good crossfires. Potipon has the res. Normally, he's going to be the guy that is up front and aggressive, but you need to keep him alive in this round. Hopefully they're trying to keep him a little bit more reeled in. I know that's kind of difficult to take a player who's so good at being aggressive back, but that res, it's such a powerful ability. If you lose it early, it really just changes the tempo of the round.
It can be powerful, but I'm starting to, wonder, would I prefer to just see Potty come back in on the jet rather than run this, this duelist-less comp?
Yes.
And if Potty on the jet is going to be able to, trade 2 people every single round on average, then yeah, you probably would rather have that rather than bringing 1 person back every, 4 rounds or so. We'll see what they get done. Like you said, ult-wise, they are looking good. It will be the lockdown. They're trying to make this a bait over towards the A site. But they're not really biting on this yet. Hunter's Fury, not used at all to try to shut this down. Saucy just pushing forward. Now they find Potty, and everything is coming undone for the side of X10 here. Saucy pulling back. The hot hands coming through. Confirms that they're right around the corner. The reinforcements have arrived, though. The cavalry is here. They push out. They managed to find Satekasa just like that. It was looking like a phenomenal start here for the side of the Vikings, shutting down Potty, making sure that that res was not going to be available in the round, but they quickly reply with 3 kills of their own. Sadak set up here in mid is going to be looking to catch somebody on the cross. The shots come flying through, but they do not connect. Now 4 members strong, pushing into the B site. The Nanoswarm not going to dissuade them whatsoever. Turret set up. Nebula there to deny the vision. The gravity well is, I think, additionally, layered in. Or no, it's the Nanoswarm, rather. Similar particle effects. But Sadak getting tagged up as he gets spotted out, has to pull back into market. Reaggresses yet again, but with 26 HP. They just make very quick work with him. GTN, the last one standing with 40 health and a Vandal, wants to pull back, needs to hold on to this gun.
Well, who needs ults when you can just mow them all down trying to flank you on the top mid? 3 down for the Vikings, a bit of an overcommitment onto that flank. I love the idea, I love the strat, but the idea, but putting 3 there is too much. 2, probably fine, but you don't really have any crossfires available in that spot, and X10 just responds to it beautifully, and they're picking up some guns, some confidence, some economy here. I mean, the economy wasn't great for Vikings either.
You'll have heard Scary running around. Timer is going to run out, so yeah, won't even get to get clearance to that corner. So we'll never know who would have won that duel. But X10 trying to keep this going here in their favor. We'll get a replay, another look at what happened here at top mid. And it just became a slaughter. Like you said, they stacked way too many people here. It was a great read at the very start of this. They did not take the bait whatsoever on the lockdown.
And, I mean, if you have, somebody pushing out of A main that move is fine, but you don't have anybody there at that point because of that lockdown.
Yep. Well, unlucky as they say. Sadak taking a ton of damage. Down to 26 HP. Putty looking to get aggro. Wants to push up. Saucy finding Sushi Boys is a good boon for them. Sadak gets right in underneath the box. Goes ahead, snatches up that Phantom, and he is doing so much work. 26 HP, be damned. This guy comes up with 2 kills.
What a push by him, using that dark cover against, or for his own self. It's a Sutekas' dark cover, of course. Just so good to get up and underneath. Cruz gonna take Sutekas down. Sadak got the read that they're behind the wall, and it's gonna be the Hunter's Fury that takes down Cruz.
And this is such a tragic turnaround here for X10. Slipping through their fingers this round. Sadak getting away with murder, somehow not getting punished, catching Fox off guard there at top mid, just sitting beneath him as he tries to recover the gun. And he puts it to work. 2 kills for him, and this would be just such an incredible thrifty here for the Vikings. And, you know, in a 1v4, inching forward, you have to expect Scary. Yeah, he'll be able to get this plant, but can he actually stave off 4 members of the Vikings when 2 of them have rifles?
It's gonna be, if he can do it, maybe the play of the tournament so far. He can find this.
Where does he want to get set up? Obviously, he does have the Cosmic Divide, but do you want to use that just when you're all on your lonesome? I think probably not. Then again, every time he goes into that astral form, start thinking maybe he's going to. Has to reposition, looks for the catch, but Saucy is quicker on the draw, gets the headshot. And Vikings, they will defuse this. They will move up 11-8.
I mean, this is just all Sadak. He's had a couple big ones and a lot of help from Sutekas. I shouldn't say it's all Sadak. That dark cover really offered him a lot of opportunity to get up there. The thrifty does come through, and Vikings 2 away here from taking the map and the match. You can see Sushi Boys, good headshot there from Saucy, but he gets right underneath. He really wants that gun too that's in that corner. Kind of not really realizing the situation there.
Yep.
You know, is the Sova, and he just gets taken down.
Just great communication there from Vikings, just completely identifying where the enemies are at so that Hunter's Fury can get the kill onto Cruz. So relaying that info. And now X10, I mean, they need to stop this. 1 more round, Vikings will have locked in their guaranteed overtime if X10 can continue the run. Otherwise, they will put themselves at match point. They need to stop the bleeding right here, right now. It's going to be a double stack over here at bench. Tegas taking a couple of shots, reveals his position. Putty takes his head off. Hot Hand's going to be thrown down into the corner, trying to force a position here from Cruz. Will get finished off by Sadak. They still have to worry about GTN, who's pushing up there over by Boiler.
Spike stuck.
Yeah, trying to recover this is going to prove to be very difficult. The drone going out, spots that run it back moving forward. Oh my god, so much value off the back of the dart as well. He pushes up, gets the headshot in on a Fox. Sadak taking down Scary. The red's gonna be burned, but here comes GTN. Makes his way up onto short, takes out Sushi Boys. Now it's Putty and Fox versus the world. They will manage to find one. Fox finds another, but then gets struck down. 2 members left standing for the side of the Vikings. Saucy and Sadak get it done. Now it's match point for the Vikings for this series. X10 need 4 straight rounds in a row if they want to force out overtime. They got close last time on Icebox, but this is looking so much more dire.
I mean, once this spike is stuck out in the open, it's just so difficult for X10 to even get to it. Either just mowed down piece by piece. Great timing on these moves to finish off Fox and Patipon at the end. They're pushing together. The timing is really nice from the Vikings, but you know, they try to force the issue. Does X10? They get the opening pick on the Sutekas. After that, they're just not able to do much. And again, spikes down. What are you going to do?
Yeah, and now look at the economy here for the side of X10. I mean, it's going to be Spectres across the board. Several players are going to be missing their utility. We do not have the drone for Fox. We do not have the slow orbs here for Putty, so they just need to try to just straight up out-aim and out-rotate the members of the Vikings. Finding any straight pick would do wonders for them, but I don't know. This is looking like we should be ready to put a fork in it. Trailblazer to lead over into B main. Checks the corners, doesn't spot anything, just sees the turret. they will eliminate. The rotation is already starting from the side of the Vikings to say, no, this is not going to be any kind of bait. They're not going to look to play this over at A. So they send for the 3-stack. Unspectified coming up just to try to get them escorted over towards the site. Sadak, however, playing around this wall, has a potential opportunity to go for a big peek. Fox pulling back. Has the Hunter's Fury, wants to shut down this lockdown. Second shot will destroy it. But we do see Sushi Boys take it out. Sadak starting to press forward. Blind going through. Cruz comes pushing up, manages to find one. 4v2. X10 not done yet. They are still here to play.
Wow, this is a huge moment for X10, trying to lock it down. Paint Shells comes in the back, push to Scary over. FRZ trying to do something. Two duelists trying to finish this round out. Fox still around the corner there in main, trying to hold on, wait for them to come out, pushes forward, grabs a gun, almost loses his life for it, but some whip shots back and back.
Unbelievable.
Not really gonna do much.
Well, FRZ, he punishes him again. They definitely make that a little bit bloodier than it looked like it had to have been for the side of X10, but they do manage to retain 2 of those weapons. They keep themselves alive at least for a little bit longer. 3 more rounds to go for them to try to take us into our first overtime of the tournament. And let's just take a look at this entry. Great catch on the gravity well coming out there from Scary. This allows for them to get the kill, but FRZ on this push, just boom. Ooh, manages to find 2 on the back end of that. I mean, you know, 4 rifles retained for X10. You're really worried if you're Vikings. But now, given that they have the lead, given that the economy is still not going to be super great for X10, they have a little bit more wiggle room than they otherwise would have.
Yeah, I mean, you at least force them into a couple half shields, so that's a win in of itself. Great job by FRZ with that curveball around the corner, pushing out for the Altor, but not able to grab it. Too much pressure there. No smokes or cover available to go for it. No picks found. So we're going to have to back off for now are the Vikings. And everybody just kind of setting back up, defaulting a bit, waiting this one out.
Still, yeah, far away from ultimates. Pretty much across the board. The From the Shadows is there for Sutekas. Lockdown almost online for Sushi Boys. If he can grab this orb, that would be a huge way to try to open up this site for themselves. Drone clears out Wine, doesn't spot anything. Potty, however, knocked down to 35. Uses the heal on himself. That's the orb recovered. That's going to be the lockdown used. They can tuck away in heaven, in hell. Try to buy some time. Nade coming out. They're waiting for this to tick down a little bit more before they start going in on the push. Now making their way out onto the side. Gravity well, pulling one. That's the headshot that they needed. GT, and now going to be knocked down. The Rays out of the fight. There's a lot of firepower gone. Cruz lines up Sasi as he tries to push in through tree. The door going to be shut, going to be broken open rather quickly. Cruz gets himself into the corner quickly, tucked away, trying to stay alive, playing this hard angle, gets the blind, goes in on the push, puts quite a bit of damage in onto FRZ, but cannot get the kill, and he still has utility to top himself back up. It's going to be the Blaze Wall and the Hot Hands. He'll come back into this fight, 100 HP, 2v2, both members going to be topped up. There is the run it back. Potty managed to find Sadak, and now it's all on FRZ to try to close this out, to try to win the map, win the series for Brazil. Goes pushing forward, but the ult will snap him back over towards tree. Has to reaggress through the doorway, and the spike continues to tick away. He has an idea of where they're playing at, but Potty gets the great peak timing, finds 3 on the round, and X10 keep it going.
Man, what an entry here for X10. He's doing a great job with their setup. The gravity well into the nano swarm at the top, some shots up there as well. Really open up a ton of space for them. They're setting up great crossfires. They leave one in main. They leave some behind to make sure there are no lurks. It's just really well executed, like you mentioned. Getting that alt orb early, getting that lockdown set up, buying the time to really think it out, really plan it out, executing very, very well. FRZ doing his damnedest to try to come through here and give the win to Vikings, but they're just 2 rounds away, our X10, from bringing this to an overtime.
Yeah, and OT, and with that comes the prospect of a potential third map. It will be a 2-for-1 trade out there. Sasi manages to find Fox, but the turret from Sushi Boys gets the finishing blow to go ahead, trade up, and keep the advantage here for X10.
You can see FRZ might be thinking about trying to grab that Bulldog there. That was downed in A main.
I mean, anything that he could recover other than just having the Sheriff would still be quite good for him. Shots flying through Side of Vikings here with this defensive setup. One in market, one in the back alley. Nano Swarm's thrown down. One going to be used defensively. Sonic tries to get himself over towards the switch, but will get shot out of the air. And this is looking like X10 are going to be within touching distance of taking us to that OT. 4 members strong versus 2. No ults to speak of here for the side of Vikings other than that from the shadows, which isn't going to net them too much. They know exactly where everybody from the side of X10 is going to be playing here.
Well, we've already seen it once from the Vikings in these odd man situations on the retakes on B where they got it done. Let's see if they can do it again. 2 coming from Alley. Not a lot they can really do. Curveball, hot hands. That's about all you got for utility.
Taking some guns out of the hands of X10 would still be, nice for them, but even then, X10, they have the momentum here on their side. Good shot comes through. So he managed to follow up for 2. Cruz and Potty both going to be eliminated. The Nebula coming up and trying to make their way into B main. Scary does manage to find the shot. He follows up for the second one. 12-11, 1 more to go. X10 are looking to take us into overtime.
Still, again, to scrape a couple guns out of the hands of X10 is pretty important there, but at the end of the day, I guess we're going to find out.
Everybody's all in on this round.
Yeah, that's true. Everybody's all in. Never mind. I guess it's not that important. But you get a couple kills. That's something to be thankful for, I suppose. Here we go.
See, try not to be too bothered by it, by the position that they're in. Sadak moving over to the Odin. Full buys ready to go. As close as they can get. Killjoy utility set up here for Sadak at the B site. Just waiting to spray through. No one is playing anywhere close to B lobby right now. Or into B main, rather. On the side of X10, they're playing very far back.
Don't want to make any mistakes, that's for sure.
Yep.
Guiding light, just to check into mid. Nothing gonna be found off of that one. Astra, let's see what she wants to do. Putting a star down over in Pizza.
Just cutting
Waiting,
off that
gonna
mid.
dismiss. Yeah, dismissed a couple other stars in the process.
Now starting to really clump together in mid. It's been the location of many a showdown so far here in this map. But Vikings, they have to play respectfully. They have to play back. They do not want to risk getting it picked off. Wall comes up to cut off that defender's access over towards Market, and the door will get broken down. Odin Spray coming in, looking for some hits. Potty taking quite a bit of damage. Will be able to top himself back up. As FRC plays around the corner. He gets taken out. Fox finds him. That's going to be GTN now eliminated. Just like that. 5v3. X10, can they make it happen? Hunter's Fury to try and delay will stop the spike from getting planted. They need to buy some more time. They're starting to plant now. Still with 8 seconds left on the clock. They have it, but can they hold it? The 4v3 with OT on the line. Sentry goes up. Sonic gets spotted. They get him through the wall. Out from hell. Like us. Responding in kind, manages to find one, but it's still going to be a one-man advantage now to the side of X10. They drop down. Scary gets the headshot. He's looking for the last one, and Patty is there on the flank. He shuts him down, and here we go. 12-12. We're heading into overtime to settle this map.
It's overtime, baby. What a lurk by Potty Pond. He goes all the way through Pizza into defender spawn and then comes up the ramp to get that final one. That was a little bit risky, but this by FRZ. Good job by Fox to check that corner off the back of that guiding light. He knows that his opponent, if he's going to be there, is turned. Good follow-up with the Hunter's Fury. Finds one, but Scary doing a fantastic job working on the bomb site, buying a lot of time, getting Potty Pond there. Oh, my word. They are fired up.
Yep, you can hear the pop off there. It's a little bit quieter on the other side. Understandably, they wanted to close this out pretty cleanly. Or as clean as it can get, given how down and dirty this series has been so far. They will have to fight through overtime tooth and nail now. 5K to either side. No one going to be going for the glass cannon. It's just way too risky. So we'll just be rifles, armory, and utility across the board here. As Vikings are the first on the attack.
Yeah, with Potty Pond not on that jet, and I haven't seen the operator come out from him. Now he's trying to watch the angle there. Oh, just able to get back.
Thought about going for the wall. Thinks better of it. Wants to hold on to that in case it comes in handy later on. But did get sights on 2 members. who have now since rotated out, making their way through the attacker spawn over towards Gelato and top mid. Spike's still going to be dropped here for the moment. So they weigh their options. Seems like a hit onto A main is going to be the decision made by the Vikings. All of this Killjoy utility is stacked up over a tree. It's not going to find too much value at all here. Shock darts coming through the drone as well to look to scout. Dark cover, cutting off that vision of the door. Nade comes flying. Scary just going to be spraying away, looking to get some kills, get any kind of hits in that he possibly can. Doesn't find too much. Nanoswarm will take a little bit of HP off of FRZ, but for the moment he is going to be okay. GTN, however, knocked down to 29. It's going to be a much scarier position for him to be in here. But X10, can they pull off this retake? Still 5v5, Pouty, the first one to fall. The spray comes through. Two more members join him in the grave. Cruz and Fox both eliminated now, all on Scary and Sushi Boys to try to drag back this first round here in overtime. FRZ going to be eliminated. Scary is gone. There is the cleanup. Vikings, they play it slow, but they make it look easy in the end of that first round. Now 13-12, one more to go.
The Vikings are so good on retakes. They're so good on callouts. You can see this flash from FRZ hits 3 members of X10, and they just mow them down. Look at that. Everybody's tunneled in on it. Sutekas holding the line. Fantastic work by them. I just love their communication, their ability to react to each other, to play off each other. So well done by the Vikings.
Yep, smiles abound. They're feeling good after that round. See if we can keep this OT going a little bit deeper, tumble down the rabbit hole, or if Vikings can close it out 14-12. Like a similar idea here, a little bit faster on the jump to move their way over to A. 2-member stack over towards tree. Nobody otherwise on the site. We'll see that that is going to change now as GTN rotates his way over to heaven.
There's one nano swarm here for Sadak.
Blind hits, drone going to be coming out. It's close. They don't try to push. I thought maybe they would go in on the back of the drone, try to get their way through the nebula, but they're worried about reinforcements. They play this one out a little bit more patiently. Trailblazer to check before they shut that door. It's already been destroyed, actually. Now they have to play that angle, make sure that nobody can press through. Still going to be 5v5, no one really taking any significant damage either. As I say that, FRC goes in for the huge entry, shuts down Fox. Cruz going to fall. It's going to be a 3-for-1, now 4. It all comes down to Pouty, and he is gone. They have done it in overtime, 2 straight rounds, 14-12. Vikings will take a set, and they will take this series.
Oh, be still my heart.
Defenders
What
win.
a match. What a game. What a map. My word, X10 giving it, coming back when they were down to win.